It's just before sunrise in the province of Ilocos Norte, Philippines. The waves crash steadily across the shoreline, but the coast is anything but calm. A convoy of amphibious assault vehicles roar through the surf. Troops disembark under the cover of smoke. The helicopters hover low, delivering special units inland. Minutes later, a loud explosion echoes through the hills. A bunker detonation simulated to reflect modern combat conditions. This is not war, it's a rehearsal, and it's part of one of the largest joint military exercises in the Indo-Pacific, Balikatan 2025. Each year, the Philippines and the United States participate in Balikatan, a military training program whose name means shoulder to shoulder. What started decades ago as a modest bilateral drill has now grown into a comprehensive multinational event. But this year's iteration marks a significant evolution. Over 18,000 troops are involved. Multiple Philippine provinces are hosting the drills. Cutting-edge warfighting technologies, from long-range missiles to cyber defense operations, are in play. And the stakes are more visible than ever. The South China Sea has become one of the most contested regions in the world. China's assertive maritime claims have triggered diplomatic protests and skirmishes. In response, regional powers have sought stronger security guarantees. This year's Balikatan takes place amid heightened naval standoffs and growing fears of escalation. The Philippines, under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., has significantly expanded its defense cooperation with the United States through the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA. The EDCA sites are now being used as operational hubs. These include air bases in Cagayan, Palawan, and Zambales, locations that offer both access to disputed waters and logistical depth in case of conflict. Balikatan 2025 isn't just about numbers, it's about scenarios. In Zambales, an amphibious landing exercise simulates a beachhead assault. Engineers set off explosive charges to clear mock mines and barricades, followed by troops' advances into rural terrain. In Palawan, close to the contested Spratly Islands, Philippine FA-50 fighter jets and US F-16s conduct coordinated intercept drills. The goal? Practice joint air response to unknown or hostile aircraft, a real concern in today's geopolitics. Meanwhile, near the mountain ranges of northern Luzon, cyber units simulate defending critical infrastructure from digital sabotage. In this scenario, the target isn't a base, it's a power grid. Then there was one of the more talked about demonstrations, a precision missile strike using the US Army's HIMARS systems. The target was a simulated insurgent compound located dozens of kilometers away. Drone footage confirmed direct hits, with impact tremors reported across the valley floor. While the drills are led by the US and the Philippines, Balikatan 2025 includes contributions from more than a dozen observing nations, including Japan, Australia, and the United Kingdom. Australian soldiers conducted coordinated urban warfare training in Antique. Japanese maritime forces joined the naval surveillance exercises, and allied observers from Southeast Asia were invited to evaluate interoperability and strategic signaling. This evolution suggests that Balikatan is shifting from a two-nation partnership to a wider Indo-Pacific security network. The exercise has not gone unnoticed. Chinese surveillance vessels were reported near Philippine waters during the early days of the drills. In one instance, a Philippine Navy ship was deployed to monitor and eventually warn off a Chinese ship suspected of loitering close to the Palawan training zones. Beijing has expressed disapproval, calling the exercises provocative and counterproductive to regional stability, but the Philippines maintain that these are purely defensive in nature, designed to improve disaster response, crisis coordination, and territorial defense. The reality is much more complex. Balikatan 2025 is both preparation and performance, part deterrence, part diplomacy. Balikatan 2025 is also a testing ground for emerging military systems. The US brought in recon drones, AI advanced battlefield logistics, and the F-35B Lightning II, capable of vertical takeoff and stealth penetration. Philippine troops received training in drone surveillance, mine detection, and satellite-based communication systems. Another layer was the inclusion of live-fire joint operations using real-time satellite mapping. Target data was shared across units in seconds, a display of how modern war relies as much on bandwidth as it does on bullets. Not every exercise involved direct combat. troops also conducted humanitarian assistance simulations, including flood rescue operations, mobile hospital deployment, and evacuation drills. This reflects the Philippines' vulnerability to natural disasters, as well as the dual-purpose nature of modern militaries. Filipino medics and US Navy corpsmen practiced joint triage and evacuation protocols. Engineering units collaborated on temporary bridge construction and water purification, skills just as vital during typhoon season as they are in wartime. Balikatan 2025 ended as it began, with a complex mixture of readiness, cooperation, and geopolitical symbolism. To its supporters, it's a necessary demonstration of alliance strength in an increasingly uncertain Indo-Pacific. To its critics, it risks drawing the region closer to confrontation. But one fact remains clear: military coordination in this part of the world is accelerating, and as the lines between training and deterrence blur, the question isn't just who's watching, but what comes next. For now, the exercises are over, but the partnership, the message, and the lessons, they remain. This has been an inside look at Balikatan 2025.